I regret to inform you that the Life Worth Wasting podcast is about to begin.
Welcome to the new improved Life Worth Wasting podcast 2.0. I'm going to let that die probably starting next episode. So, because I never used 2.0 in anything. So
then we don't know if it's improved.
Then we're not going to know if it's improved anymore because really the quality can only get so much better. Am I right?
I know. Maybe we'll get 3 subscribers.
For those who aren't aware, I am your host, the one, the only, the Devo, and I'm here with my faithful manservant,
Bob.
All right. So this is going to be our anime fall season, like, what is it, a recap?
I want to say a recap, just a discussion.
I mean, it's a discussion. I mean, it's a recap in that we haven't spoken about anything this fall season, and now we're going to discuss like 10 episodes of 5 or 6 shows.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or it's a catch-up, follow-up, catch-up, something like that. A lot of good anime this season. I will say, though, I mean, in the last, like, 6 or 7 years, I've really fallen off of, like, the anime season schedule, and thanks to this wonderful podcast, I've fallen more into the rhythm of things and watching things on a week-to-week basis, which is kind of fun. It gives me something to look forward to besides this podcast, so I'm enjoying it.
I watch anime either way, so there's no change.
I mean, you're a seasonal watcher. You're a week-to-week kind of guy.
Yeah, that way. And my wife actually likes anime, so.
That's true. My wife likes only one anime, and that's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is strange, I know, but she hates how annoying female characters in anime are and loves the big masculine men being kind of over homosexual, so it works out. The fall season, though, I kind of went into it. I was looking down a list because I know when we were first starting the podcast, we were thinking about maybe doing a week-to-week discussion on something coming out this fall, and there was just nothing that looked like it was up to standards, and honestly, I don't think we could get more than 10 minutes of discussion out of a 20-minute episode, so not really worth our time. But having sat there and watched them just on my free time, though, discovered some fucking gems out there, man. This is one of the best anime seasons in a while.
There are some good ones out right now.
I guess we're going to be kind of experimenting with the format on how we're going to do these discussions. I kind of laid out in my document for the hosts here, trying to take some kind of structure on how we're going to go about this. So, Bob, since you technically are watching 4 shows this season and I'm watching 3, we're going to have you take the lead here. Why don't you go ahead and start off with that one about the slime.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime?
Yes, from what I understand, it's another one of those super popular dude dies and then wakes up in another world where he has superpowers and a lot of hot bitches. Is that true?
I've watched a lot of those shows, and they're really starting to drag. So many people are doing it nowadays.
It almost took a decade, but you're getting there.
Oh my god. No, even the last few years, there's a lot of like big ones that are fucking reincarnated ones.
Oh yeah,
it's like crazy how overused that's being
that trope
used
is.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only watched a handful, so I'm definitely not where you're at.
I'd say the reincarnated slime ones. It's one of the better ones. If you want something like that, definitely check it out, because it's one of the better ones.
Instead of just telling people that it's good and that they should take it out just based on good faith, why don't you go ahead and explain to us the plot?
Okay, I will tell people to watch it for one reason. Just because when he dies, he tells his assistant to go wipe his hard drives from porn.
It's good.
Yeah. It's funny.
Okay.
It's a funny show. Okay, so basically the plot is the guy is a Japanese guy.
Really now?
Yeah, I know. Shocker, huh? It's a Japanese guy. Yeah, he's basically going out to like lunch or some shit with his like assistant or someone he knows, and he gets stabbed and he dies. He gets reincarnated as a slime. Lo and behold, he's a super slime. He's got like mega slime level powers, because when he was dying, he was like, I'm a virgin. I may as well have been like a sage or some shit. So, God's like, oh, he's a sage. Let's give him all these sage powers when he's a slime.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
But then he's also got slime powers. So anything he eats, he stores inside of himself, and he can like analyze it and reconstruct it and shit like that and copy it.
Does this anime have a level of science to it?
No. God, no.
Okay. Never mind. All right, so we have a man who's been reincarnated as a slime, and he has super mega slime powers in like what, like an MMO type of universe?
Kind of. mean, there's not like UI and fucking levels and shit,
Thank God.
but it is kind of like MMO-esque, where like it's really weird because apparently all the monsters are really weak unless someone names them.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like a named mob type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I was like, that makes sense.
It takes a lot of like magic power to name a monster, and then they like evolve once you name them to like a higher level.
Okay.
So, well, what happens is he eventually he meets a dragon that's imprisoned, and he's like, "Yo, I'll break you out of this fucking shit, but I'm gonna eat you first. That way we can try and break you out of your prison from both sides."
What?
So he eats a fucking dragon. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. I don't understand.
Well,
How does
the dragon is stuck inside like an energy prison.
Uh-huh.
So he figures the dragon can try and break out from the inside, while he eats the fucking thing and tries to break him out from the outside too. So it's like stressing it from both sides.
Okay. All right. I guess that makes slightly more sense.
Yeah. Well, he gets a lot stronger from fucking eating the dragon because the dragon doesn't come back out.
Oh.
He's pretty much stuck in there. You don't see him again until later.
Okay. So
But
the dragon's not
he's-
dead.
No, he's still inside fucking the guy. Eventually he gets out of the prison, it looks like.
Okay.
But he's still stuck inside the main guy.
Got it.
And so he finds a village of like fucking goblins, and he fucking names them all, and it's basically like a town simulation type thing, where he just starts building his own town as the god, because they all think he's a god.
This sounds horribly uninteresting, Bob, but you're not selling me this on this at all.
You gotta watch it. It's
No,
good.
you can't ever just tell people they have to watch something. You gotta give them reasons to watch it.
Well, you don't like this shit anyway, so what does it matter?
Oh, but first, it's not just about me, fucker. And two, like, there are shows, obviously, I'm a guy who hates fantasy in general, but fucking I love Berserk and I love Game of Thrones, so there are things that can make me dive into the genre. But so far, you've told me that it's basically just a standard reincarnated as a super being in like a video game type world. What, like,
Yeah,
what?
it doesn't do anything new. It just does it really well.
Okay, interesting. Gotcha. That's good at least. So it's good in what it does.
Yes.
That's something. So is the show legitimately funny?
Is it legitimately funny? It has its funny moments. It's not like a comedy though.
It's not a comedy. Okay, what would you say the genre
I
is?
wouldn't
Just
say it is.
fantasy?
Yeah. I'd say it's just like a fantasy adventure type thing.
Is there a harem?
I mean, no, not really. The chick he thought he was gonna be in love with ends up dying, and he eats her.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And then he gets a sexy human form because he ate her.
Is that what the girl with the blue hair is?
Yep, that's him.
Okay,
He eats her and he mimics her form, and
got it. Because I have the video of the intro video on the screen right now, and I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that little blonde girl is, the little blue-haired girl is. Is that the guy? I guess it is.
yep, that's him.
Okay, interesting.
And it's actually not a girl.
So he has a dick.
He has neither.
How does that work?
He's a fucking slime.
But he has hair and skin and eyes and fingers.
He can make himself like more masculine or more feminine, but he doesn't have like appendages.
He has fingers, though. Those are appendages.
Well, you know what appendage I mean.
You mean genitalia.
Yes, whatever.
Okay. Can you explain to me what appears to be an ogre woman in a suit?
That's probably one of the fucking goblins that I don't have the picture. You're
All right, well, you have a
referencing,
link
but-
in your notes to the character list. She has a ponytail and a giant horn and is wearing a pantsuit. No, actually, it has a skirt, I believe.
Oh, it's one of them. That's later on in this series, and they're actual fucking ogres that join his.
Why is
Is
she wearing a
fucking-
suit?
Who the fuck knows?
Why are there suits in this fantasy dungeon world?
I don't. I have no answer for that.
Garbage. Garbage tier.
No.
Don't
Like I
watch.
said, it's not your thing. No.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things, and people have some other YouTubers I follow have said similar things, in that it's a show that it's not really anything new, but it does what it does very well.
Yeah.
So I will give it a watch, I guess, like 1 or 2 episodes.
If you like fantasy adventure shit, give it a try. It's one of the better reincarnation ones.
What would you say? Okay, fuck it. We're gonna do this now here. Top 3 reincarnated animes.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Number 1's got to be ReZero.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that, you piece of shit.
It's gotta be ReZero.
I've still never seen it. I almost want to not watch it just to spite everyone on the internet.
Just for fucking Rem and the rooftop, scene.
It's so good. Scene. Yeah, I don't need to know what that is, and neither does anybody else.
They'll know if they've seen it.
Well, I'm assuming they'll know if they've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got ReZero, which everybody fucking adores.
I'd say probably my third one is probably...
Your third one, you skipped one then.
Oh, this is my second.
This is your second? Okay,
second.
Okay, interesting. All right.
Third one is probably How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. I enjoyed that one. The
only one I've had any interest in actually watching and have yet to do so. I will binge it, though. There will probably be one weekend where the wife is away, and I will watch all of that.
I mean, those are the ones that are fresh in my mind right now.
Okay.
So.
What is that one? It may not be because I haven't seen it either, but there's one that's like a comedy fantasy anime where a guy and there's like 3 girls. One of them has like a witch hat. The other one is like a blonde with armor who's like a masochist. Konosuba I legitimately want to watch because I hear it's hysterical.
Konosuba is good too.
Is that a reincarnated one or just a fantasy one?
It's technically a reincarnated one.
Okay, so I only have one answer, and then since I have not seen many of this genre, was it Tanya, something
Saga
of
Evil? Tanya the Evil?
Yes, Saga of Tanya the Evil. Fucking love that show. Because this is the thing, in most of these shows, from what I understand at least, the person who's reincarnated gets godly powers, kind of like Overlord.
Mm-hmm.
Overlord's another one. Where they're basically one of the best in the universe, and they
Overlord, he doesn't get reincarnated though.
It doesn't fucking matter, a reincarnated part. You wake up in another fucking world, and you're super awesome, and girls love you. It's the same shit over and over and over again. But Tanya, I love it because the entire show is about God trying to fuck them over. It's not a good thing. They're only the best because they've earned being the best. They're the best out of effort in working hard, like achieving. They weren't given anything, really. Like that character died, said, fuck you, God. And God's like, what? You just say, fuck me, bro? And then I'm going to put you in like World War II and you're a Nazi. Deal with it. That's great. Okay, I need to stop singing the praises of that. It was one of my favorite shows in the last like 10 years. Fucking loved it.
It was definitely good.
Okay, well, I guess it's my turn now. Let me grant my list here. So I guess I'll go into Zombieland Saga.
Garbage.
I said it that. Garbage. You have not seen a single episode.
I watched episode 1 and it's garbage.
Wait, you did?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I guess I'll go into it and then we'll discuss what you thought of episode 1. So, let me do what I told Bob to do since I'm being stupid, being a hypocrite here. All right, I have my list here. So, the main character is a girl named Sakura, because, Japan loves that fucking name. She is a teenage girl who loves idols and starts her day off. She takes a stroll outside of her front door and gets fucking murdered by a van. Just clobbered, just splattered all over the fucking street. And she wakes up from what she believes is just being knocked unconscious by the van, and she is in a dark, creepy, horrifying mansion, trapped with a zombie. So she flees.
Like you have this shit like written out.
No, I'm just really good at this. She flees the zombie who is tearing through the doors and the windows trying to catch her. She stumbles her way into a dark room where she feels that she's safe, when in reality she is surrounded by many other zombies. She luckily escapes the mansion and runs through the rainy night trying to find a nearby police officer to help her. But when the police officer sees her, pulls out a gun and shoots her in the fucking chest, because in reality, she is also a zombie. She then wakes up again, and then she's now surrounded by all these other zombies, and is told by an odd-looking man in a suit and sunglasses and a cape, I believe, that he had chosen these girls for a particular purpose: to save Saga. Saga is I guess, like a county in fucking Japan, I don't know, where the population is dwindling and interest in the city has also dwindled with it. So he wants to make the greatest idol group ever from a series of women who were also idols of their day that were horribly killed, and he has brought back to life as zombies.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right here.
Okay.
Garbage.
Just the premise is garbage?
Garbage.
It's not garbage.
It's garbage.
It's not garbage.
Bunch of zombie idols is garbage.
Okay, I gotta make a couple things clear. I have never seen an idol anime. I don't give a fuck about idol animes. I watched this because of three things. I loved the character design. I loved I love zombies.
And you love garbage.
And I hear it's funny. Like, legitimately funny.
Ugh.
So, the humor, about 90% of the humor, comes from the main male character named, I think it's like Kotaro. What, Kotaro? How do you pronounce that?
I have no fucking clue.
K-O-U-T-A-R. Tatsumi. Fine, we'll call him by his last name then. So Tatsumi is crazy over the top. The voice actor is brilliant. This is one of those few shows where you know for a fact we'll never be able to get an honest dub because no one will be able to do some of the voice work that this man does. He goes from deadpan and serious and telling these girls that, you know, they have to work as a team and achieve and, you know, and find the truth in themselves and all this other stuff. And then he's bombastically screaming about how he's not fucking Wikipedia and they can go look it up them goddamn selves. So he goes through the list of girls, and that all these girls were, as I had mentioned earlier, idols of their own era. You have one girl from like the 1800s, you have one from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the aughts, so on and so forth. He does not explain where Sakura came from, or the legendary one known as Tei. Tei appears to be in a nun outfit most of the time, which we're supposed to take as maybe where her origin comes from. We're not sure. But as the story progresses very early on, all of the girls regain their previous memories before they became zombies. Sakura and Tei are special though. Tei never regains any sense of humanity. Sakura has her sense of humanity, but does not have any memories. So they're both two outliers in this. So the quality of the show is, like I said, it's about the comedy and it's about the characters. The characters are very unique, they're cute, they're likable, they're funny. The main guy is where, like I said, most of the comedy comes from. And the best episodes are the episodes where they just go on a stupid random adventure where cute girls that are zombies do wacky things. The music is okay. The first few episodes is where the music shines. They do like a death metal performance, and then they do a freestyle rap, which is fucking fantastic. I watched that shit on loop. Problem is that a few episodes in, the show becomes an actual idol show. And I don't give a fuck. It's about routines, working together as a team, getting over your fears, dealing with the public. It's like, oh, fucking kill me.
So it just essentially drops the zombie theme?
In certain episodes, it does. It almost completely forgets that there's zombies every once in a while. And the really odd part, though, is I feel like the plot line of I bring back dead idols is a little dangerous in that a lot of people know who the fuck they were. So more and more in the show, people recognize who these girls are, and you think that's going to allow for like some kind of real drama. It never happens. Like the character who recognizes them will just be like, oh, I'm glad to know they're still alive, I guess. End of episode. What? But I'm still enjoying it. The most recent episode had a twist at the end where Sakura, our main character, minor spoilers, it's really not that big of a deal, loses her memories as an idol, but regains her memories from when she was a human. So we will see how that spices things up. Now, I do have a theory, though. Like I said, there was another character who never regains her humanity. She is also one of the main points of comedy throughout the show because she's basically a humanoid dog zombie who just bites people and sleeps. That's kind of what she does. I have a theory, is the daughter or wife or sister of the main character, the main male character. I believe, or Sakura is. It's either Sakura or Tei, and that he is putting together this idol group solely for them to live their dream. So I think Tei may have been retarded from day one. She may have regained her memories, and she was just a retard then as a retard now. That's a possibility. But either her or Sakura are related to him in some capacity, because as we learned, Sakura was just a regular high school student who wanted to become an idol. So she was not prior an idol like every other girl was. So that's my suspicion there. Now, Bob, do you have any questions about Zombieland Saga?
Sounds boring.
Oh my god. You just don't like cute girls doing cute things.
It's not my thing.
I'm sorry they don't punch each other, Bob.
Hey, I might watch it if they did.
They don't use magical wands to cast spells, you fuck.
it doesn't have to be fantasy. It just has to have something.
Were the girls not
else.
young enough for you, Bob? Was there not enough lesbian lowly tongue kissing for you?
No, there wasn't. Maybe I would watch it
You
then.
son of a bitch. To find out the only lolly in the entire show is actually a boy, so it's a Shotokan. So.
Oh,
And the way
that
this
sucks.
okay, minor spoilers. Like I said, I'm sorry, everybody. Skip the next minute if you care. Lily, the lolly one, to find out is a boy who had a heart attack when she started to grow facial hair.
She thought she was a girl?
No, she knew she was a boy, but wanted to live as a girl. But when she started to grow facial hair, she knew she could no longer keep up the facade, essentially, and never be the cute young girl that she's been living as.
Gotcha.
And has a heart attack.
So how's she an idol?
She was a TV actress and singer,
Oh.
but as a little girl. Her father, like her mother died or something, and then he just let her do whatever she wanted and like pushed her as hard as he could because he thought that would make him and her happy.
Him and him
happy. It's very sad because their relationship was really kind of like fucked up and slightly abusive, and he recognizes her, and at the very end of the episode she sings a song to him but not directly about how much she loves him and how he supported her and basically like goodbye. So it's a song where she's like saying I love you goodbye and he's just crying, and it's really actually kind of painful to watch. Like I said, if you like cute girls doing cute things and you like to laugh, I would say give it a shot. But there are a lot of episodes where you're skipping through minutes at a time because just literally nothing of interest is happening.
Yeah, hard pass.
Well, that's fine. You watched episode 1, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see, Bob, what was number 2 on our list here?
3.
Well, number 2 for you. All right, Goblin Slayer. Okay, go.
What do you want to know about Goblin Slayer?
You motherfucker, okay. We just went over the format. Tell me the plot of Goblin Slayer.
Oh my god, you already know the plot, but okay.
It's for the audience, you dumb fuck.
I like fucking with you though. Okay, so basically it's like a fantasy type universe.
We're gonna hear that a lot, I feel.
Yeah, pretty much. Except this is more like Dungeons and Dragons-esque. It's kind of like if someone was playing D&D and it was that specific game of D&D. If it was like Goblin focused.
So no one was transferred to another world.
No.
Okay, good.
It's not a reincarnated one. It's not a fucking transferred to another world one. It's just fantasy.
Not video games.
No. And basically the kid, the main protagonist, all he takes from missions worth are to kill goblins because he's got a personal grudge. When he was little, his family was killed. He had to watch his sister murdered and raped by goblins as he hid under the floorboards. So now he has a pretty understandable hate for them. So he only accepts missions to kill them.
But
And
Bob,
that-
hold on. Bob.
That's honestly pretty much the entire show.
First off, that's part of their culture, okay? You know, goblins came from a different place, and it's not for us to say what they're doing is right or wrong. And within a few generations, their breeding will slow down, and they will meld into normal society.
Yeah, no.
No? Oh.
He is a sole focus on killing goblins.
Goblins.
Any way he can. Goblins.
The Goblin Slayer.
Yep. And honestly, that's like the entire story for this show. I'm like 10 episodes in, and there's like no progression whatsoever.
So no one should watch this, is what you're saying.
It's up to them. Right now, story-wise,
shit.
it's kind of a waste of time. It's got really good action, but there's basically no story.
It's a series of cutscenes from like a video game.
And character growth.
Is there character growth, honestly?
Yeah, there is some. He finds
Okay.
a party and they hunt together, and you finally see his face after like fucking 7 episodes.
Yay.
But yeah, there is some character growth, but there really is like no story.
So this is the frightening thing about Goblin Slayer. Yes, I know about Goblin Slayer. I know that not because I've watched it, because I am an avid internet peruser, and I love me some internet drama and stupid dumbass people. The fucking internet exploded when Goblin Slayer came out. It is the biggest anime watched in the entire country of America, by far. Like, it is creaming every other show this season, which is weird considering it's really not doing anything we haven't seen before.
It just does it well.
Kind of. I say kind of because I've watched multiple breakdowns of Goblin Slayer, and Goblin Slayer's main critique is that 2 things. no story, and tonally it's fucked. So how do you have hardcore torture and rape and murder and all this other shit while simultaneously having goofy big-titted farm girl and shit like that? That's weird. That's like a whiplash of tone.
I didn't have a problem with it while watching it.
Okay. I don't have a super amount of interest in it because, like I like either it has to have strong characters or it has to have a strong story. And since this show, from what I understand, doesn't really have either,
it hasn't gone deep enough into either to actually.
You're 10 episodes in. Like, you shouldn't have to say that.
But I have to. They haven't expanded on the universe or the characters enough.
All right, so let's discuss the rape elephant in the room. So is it episode?
Raped you?
Is the elephant rape in the first episode?
Elephant rape? What?
I don't know. This joke's falling apart. Anyway, does the rape happen in the first episode?
Yes.
Okay, so the main part of contention here is that when Crunchyroll originally aired it, they did not have a proper enough rating on it. They rated it like 13 plus or some shit like that, or like 10 plus, something really low for something that has rape in it. And then obviously after the episode aired and people made it clear to them, like, hey, yo, this show's got, unintentional dicks and pussies, that maybe you should put a higher rating on this. And they did, and they like did an apology and so on and so forth, which is fine. Obviously there was a mistake there. Then they, rectified it. Thank you. So they rectified it. No big deal, except for Twitter exploded. Blogs exploded. This is rape culture. This is horrible. Women are objects. Japan hates women.
They're fucking monsters.
Why do you have to have edgy shit in a cartoon? Why is rape the one thing you have to why is it so lazy that you have to put rape in everything to show that people are evil? Blah, 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 blah.
I mean, if there's anything Japan does, it's fucking monster hentai tentacle rape.
Japan loves rape. This is the thing you'll find.
What do you expect?
This is kind of a side tangent. Anyone who has ever studied human sexual psychology or sociology will understand that people who have suppressed sexual feelings tend to love rape because they cannot allow themselves to relax enough to participate in sexual activities themselves, are turned on by the concept of having sex acted upon them, since they can't go. They can't be the sexers. They have to be the sexies. So Japan, since Japan's such a repressed country, loves rape so goddamn much because they need to have rape, otherwise they're never going to have sex. So it comes out a lot in their fiction. It comes out a lot in their fiction. Us as westernized people, rape is bad. No shit. We all know rape is bad. Goblins are bad. Murder is bad. I think murder is worse than rape. I know I'm a weird person here. I know I'm in the minority. I would rather be raped than killed. Just me, though. I know you have to live with the scars and the PTSD and all those other things, and it can fuck up your life. It can destroy your life. I get it. But we glorify violence and murder on a regular basis in Western countries. But rape is a no-no. Everyone's a hypocrite. That's my main issue with the criticism of Goblin Slayer for the rape scene, is we're all hypocrites, and I hate it.
I don't see how it promotes rape culture. It's a fucking monster.
Because it allows rape. Anything that has rape in it is promoting rape culture. If you have rape, if you have a person and they go, this person is an evil bastard, then they commit rape. And then we murder that person because they're a rapist. That is promoting rape culture because we allowed it to happen. I know.
I'm speechless. It's just so dumb.
It fucking is. We are a country with rape culture where rape is illegal. That makes sense. Fucking idiots.
Okay, well, Goblin Slayer. No story, no arc. You watch it for the action, and that's pretty much it.
Woo! Got the 2 thumbs up. Yeah. You can't even watch it for good rape either, because from what I understand, it's only in episode 1.
I mean, they show aftermath of rape.
They from what I understand from an article I read, they edited something from the original manga.
Really?
Yes, the anime did not feature the goblins attack a city, I believe, and they are holding big ass shields, and the shields have naked women tied to them.
That would have been pretty awesome to see.
They did not do that because that was also using women as rape objects.
That would have been dark and...
That would have been dark as fuck.
Yeah.
But the show's all like kind of happy now, and there's a harem and nude lollies to resurrect the man and big titty nuns and shit.
Yeah, well, spoilers if you haven't seen the latest episode.
I didn't say who she resurrects.
Farm girl's gonna get fucked by some goblins.
Ooh.
They're gonna be about to attack the farm.
She was the only one I thought was attractive, so I want to see that. I want to see the milk jugs get wrecked.
We'll see if he can save her from, you know, a good goblin dickin'.
Hopefully he gets there just kind of like the movie Pulp Fiction. You get there just a little too late. Ah, oh, damn it.
He's already there, but he finds tracks for like fucking 100 of them.
Oh, yeah, he's not gonna be able to do much then.
Yeah.
Ay. Yes, Goblin Slayer. Don't watch it. Yeah. Okay, sure. Got it. I'm going to do my best now to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, Golden Wind. JoJo's also one of the what?
Sell me JoJo. Previous seasons too. Sell it to me.
Sell you JoJo as a whole.
I have never seen a single episode. Sell it to me.
Okay. So when they made JoJo, the current modern JoJo, there was a JoJo made in the 90s, doesn't count. JoJo made in the 2000s they promised the art and the director of the original manga that was a hugely popular like pulp comic series for many, many years. They promised him, we're going to recreate every single page to the best of our ability and try to capture comic book coloring. We want it to look like a comic book come to life through a combination of cells and CG in very select spots. They have created one of the most manga to anime translations ever. It is the main plot over the 5 seasons. The first season and the second season have semi-self-contained plots that do not really encroach much into the next seasons. So I'm not going to go too much into those. The main plot is that there is a man named Dio, and Dio is a vampire. Dio had his head grafted onto the body of a JoJo, because JoJos are a bloodline of masculine, ripped men. They are the perfect genetic specimen. So he had his head grafted onto a JoJo.
So prime Space Wolf real estate.
Yes. So he, through this, it kind of fucked with his vampirism, and it fucked with everything else, and it created a curse on the bloodline of JoJos, that they all have this like birthmark and shit, and they all can like sense each other, like they know that they're alive and they know that they're a different part of the world and stuff. And he is the main villain. So what he wants to do is that he finds an old woman who has an artifact, bow and arrow, which can pierce a being and basically split into their soul, into their like core. And if they survive the wound, they become a stand user. Stand users can manifest their fighting potential and the spirit and the will within them into a physical being with unique powers that only they possess. So the JoJos have to, with friends that they pick up along the way. So it's definitely one of those animes where you fight a person, they become your friend. You fight a person, they become your friend thing.
Okay.
So every season of JoJo, there's a different JoJo. They have a name that nicknames into JoJo. And they recruit a bunch of friends along the way. They kill a bunch of motherfuckers. When I say kill, they kill some motherfuckers in this show. Straight up, just like put a bullet through someone's brain. Like, they don't fuck around. You tried to kill me, that means I can kill you. So they travel across the planet to find Dio to stop the curse. So you get a lot of unique fighting, because this isn't just like Dragon Ball Z shit, I have energy beams and I can punch you hard, you have energy beams and you can punch me hard. It is every person's got a super unique ability. So you have one guy whose stand can literally swipe matter from existence. So he can just swipe a wall, and that swipe of the wall just does not exist anymore. So if he swipes you, you fucking die. What's unique about this is like you'll have instances where he is trying to chase someone down, but he's not fast enough. So he has his stand swipe the air in front of him, and it creates a vacuum pulling him forward. And that is how the fights in this show work. Like in the current season of JoJo, there's a fight scene where one stand user has the ability to shrink objects, and the main character stand user, he has a tiny plane. It's hard to say. It's like a toy plane that can actually shoot real bullets and drop real bombs. So it's them having this weird chess match using their unique abilities to fight one another. Another example from the current season, there's a character who can stop anything that physically touches him. So if it comes in contact with his person at all, he locks it in time and space. And he's going against a guy who has magic bullets that have goblins living in them, so he can control where the bullets go in midair. So every time he shoots that motherfucker with a bullet, the bullet goes into his skin and then locks in place, so it can never pierce into his major organs or brain. So he's got bullet holes in him, but he ain't dying. So, and he has the ability to like take a bullet.
Wouldn't it logically, once it touched the skin, wouldn't it freeze?
There must be some delay. That's all I can assume. Like some level of delay. So he has the ability to like lock a bullet in place, like in the air, and he can tap it 100 times and build up kinetic energy. And when he makes his stand, let it go, it fires the bullet.
So you just need a fast enough bullet.
Possibly. The way he is defeated, sorry for spoilers, the guy shot him in the head once, bullet got stuck in his, right? He then is fucking wounded. He's laying on the ground. The dude who has the bullet in his head is powering up a kinetic bullet. He's just tapping it. He's tapping. That bullet's super fucking charged, right? But his secret move was that he snuck all his bullet goblins onto the guy's shirt, and all the bullet goblins got onto his super kinetic bullet and fired it back at that motherfucker. They fired it back at him, and then he uses his stand to split the bullet in two, but one half of the bullet hits the bullet already in his head and pushes it into his brain.
Ooh.
So anyway, that's just trying to sell you on why you should fucking watch this, because if you like fighting and you like unique puzzles and abilities, fucking JoJo's for you.
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job. I may actually watch it.
Thank you. Like I said, the plot-wise, every season has a unique plot. So the first season is the establishment of the JoJo bloodline and how Dio becomes a fucking vampire. Second season, JoJo's like great-grandson specializes in the like unifying ability of Hamon, which is using the sonic waves in your bloodstream and in your soul to connect like water and wind into fighting. So there's no stands in that season. But he works with like a fucking Nazi cyborg scientist, and he's fucking fighting weird Greek Roman gods and like speedos, super crazy shit. Season 3, which was the season that was really big in America, is the season where they go to Egypt to hunt down Dio and stop the curse. Season 4, my personal favorite season, is much smaller. It is a bastard son of one of the JoJos is living in a small suburban town that has a serial killer who murders women for their hands so he can date their hands.
Well, that's very weird.
It's a murder mystery with JoJo stands.
Sounds pretty good.
Season 5, the current season, the bastard son of Dio, I know, right, is in Italy. His name is Giovanni Giorno, nicknamed JoJo, is trying to work his way up the Italian mob so he can kill the mob boss, become the mob boss, for the sole purpose of stop the drug trade to children. Weak plot, I know. Weak motivation, I know.
Yeah.
Very weak motivation. But I love the Italian stuff. I love the mob stuff. It's just his motivation is super fucking weak. Also, the show is probably at its gayest in season 5. Maybe it's because it's the Italian-European thing. Dudes are licking up on each other's faces and everybody has an open shirt with their fucking, like, man tits out. Still fantastic. The outro theme is a soulful black man singing in English about how he wants to freak you up in the bedroom, Bob. I am not joking.
I'd listen to it.
It's amazing. Whenever we watch it, my wife will start dancing to it, like, as a joke. It's great. It's so good.
Okay.
But every JoJo past season 2 has had a American song outro. It's weird. JoJo's fucking amazing. And like I said, I would say watch season 1. I like season 2, but feel free to skip it because it really doesn't matter. Season 3 is really important because season 3 is basically a continuation of season 1. Season 4 is semi-self-contained, except for the second half features mini characters from season 3. So you kind of need to watch season 1, 3, and 4. Season 5 only has characters from season 4 in the first episode or 2, and then they're not in it up until episode whatever. So
Okay.
probably not super important to see. If you just start with season 5, that's probably fine. Season 5 is 39 episodes.
Holy shit.
The show's long.
What about the other seasons? How many are there?
You can watch the first two the first season's like 6 episodes. The second season is like a dozen. And then season 3 is like 40 episodes. I'm probably wrong there, but it's super long. Season 3 is super, super long. Season 4 is like 26 episodes. So it's long. It's worth it. I love it. My wife really, really wants to fucking get boned by Jotaro from season 3, which honestly I can't judge her on because, I mean, who wouldn't?
You do too.
He's not my type, but he's the kind of guy I wish I was.
He may not be your type, but would you turn him down? That's the question.
For the story, maybe not. I'm a man who likes to archive his stories, so possibly. All right, well, I think I'm done with JoJo, Bob. I'm out of breath. I'm tired. I'm sick.
Yeah.
I have a 100-degree fever, and I'm not drinking because of it. I'm all fucked up.
Good.
All right, go into Sword Art so I can fucking shit on it.
So you can shit on it?
Yes.
Do you want me to start from the beginning or just from this season?
Just from this season, you fuck.
Okay, so the setup for this season is in season 1 during Sword Art, there was a guild of murderers. Okay. After season 1, after everyone gets out of the game, one of the murdering guild, you jump to season 3, one of the murdering guild and his brother start murdering people in another game. They murder them while they're playing the game and set it as they died in the game because of the game. Okay, so what happens is Kirito, doing his fucking shit and main hero.
Wait,
stuff.
hold on. This season has him in it?
In the beginning, yes.
Okay.
Kirito does his main story shit, finds out the guy stops him. Fast forward to this season, the guy got away. The guy comes back and ambushes Kirito in an alley, stabs him with the drug that kills people, and he basically dies. Goes into like a near-death coma type thing, and they have to put him in like a simulation to save him.
Oh, sure they do. Of course they do.
Because the technology is it records your soul.
All right.
Yeah. It sounds bad, but it's actually pretty good.
You gotta stop saying things are good. You have to explain why they're good.
Okay, so the entire simulation, what they're trying to do, and it's just a byproduct that it can fucking heal him. It can help him. The government is trying to make AI soldiers that will kill people that they can put in machines. Because as of right now in the simulation, all of the AI have created their own like civilization, and they have their own rules. For some reason, no one breaks the rules. So they're trying to get people to break the rules so that they learn to kill people. So that's the whole setup for that.
Bob, I want to stop you for a second. Hold on, I want to stop you for a second. If I didn't already have prior knowledge of how garbage the writing in Sword Art usually is, I would say you are doing a fucking terrible job explaining this. But I think I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and say it's probably SOA sucking dick again. Because I don't know what the fuck you just said. You say that every season.
I know.
That makes no sense.
I'm bad at explaining it. I'm bad at explaining it. So so I'm gonna stop saying basically because I've been saying that a fucking lot. So basically, the way they got all these AIs is they basically copied the souls of babies, and they put them in the simulation. Okay, so they copy the souls of babies. The babies grow up in the simulation, have babies of their own, and it's like 300 years in the fucking computer.
So the souls that have been digitized are having new souls?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. The simulation allows for that. And he's in there and he meets a guy and he does some stuff and
butt stuff?
Yes, butt stuff.
Really?
No, no,
Aw.
not butt stuff.
Damn it!
I'm not good at explaining this shit. While he's in the simulation, he has two friends. One of them breaks one of the rules and gets taken off to the Capitol. And him and his other friend decide to become swordsmen and try and go find out
Who's
what
his
happened
other
to her.
friend? What are their names, Bob? Do you have a list of their names in front of you where you could say their names?
I don't need a list. One is Alice,
Okay.
one is Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh with a G.
Damn it.
And yeah, the second part of the series so far has been them in the main city trying to become like better swordsmen, and trying to find out what happened to her. And then some girl gets raped.
Oh, good. Something of something of interest. So just because the only footage I've seen of this is of the intro sequence, were they children together?
Yes,
How?
because he started off as a child.
So they copied his soul as an adult and it came into the computer as a baby?
Yep, not a baby, but like a fucking like a teenager, young teenager, I'd say,
Why?
or like maybe under 10, a little under 10.
Why?
I mean, no one's gonna watch a fucking baby.
Why?
Why? What?
Why is he young?
Because no one's gonna watch a baby, and they need to establish, a bond between these three characters.
No, what I'm saying is why have him be young at all? Like, not to be a baby. I'm not saying, like, why is he not a baby? I'm saying, why have him not just be his age?
Because they need to establish a bond between the three characters.
You're saying you can only have a bond if you meet each other as children? Children?
Not children, but they need to know each other for a significant amount of time.
Do they have to have real-world aging in a video game?
Fucking no. They do.
Why does the rape
I don't know if
happen?
they have to. Because fucking people are dicks. That's why it happens.
Are they souls that were put in the game or souls that were created in the game?
The only souls put in the game were the initial first ones. It's been like 300 years in the game, and every generation is ones that are created by the souls fucking.
Has it been 300 years in real time or in digital time?
No. Only in digital time. It doesn't say how long it's been in real time.
Okay. So they're aging at a hyper fast rate.
Yes.
Okay. Is our main character aging at a hyper fast rate?
His in-game body, yes.
Is he an old man by the end of this?
I don't fucking know. It's not
Or
over
will,
yet.
Or will he stay his sexy young self for the entire rest of the series?
He'll probably stay his young self for the rest of the series.
Weird.
I don't think they're going to have many more like time skips.
Well, when time is moving so fast, it really doesn't require much of a time skip.
It's not moving that fast in the game, though. The bulk of the show is in the game. They're not going to show the game moving that fast. They're
Oh, so
also
you're
showing
saying
you, like,
is
one
you're
episode.
saying, oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying it's from their perspective. So
Yes.
they're living like a year in a real world day, but we're watching it at their rate of time.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. I got lost with what the hell's going on. You said the initial souls were put in there and then everybody else was born later. Is the blonde boy and the girl, were they real people or were they born in the game?
They were born in the game.
They were born in the game. Okay, got it. Why is that kid, the black-haired kid, what's his name? Hayato? No? What is it?
Which guy?
The main character.
Kirito?
Kirito. Why is Kirito in this at all?
Because they wanted to push the Sword Art Online name. The
They've
franchise.
done that plenty of times without him.
I know. They honestly, this could have been its own fucking thing and not carried the Sword Art Online title, and it would have been fine.
I just don't
They
understand.
just want.
Because people don't
They
like
just want to
him.
continue it.
People don't like him.
I mean, it's part of the manga too. They just want to continue it.
You mean the
And
manga
they're
or the
running.
light
They're
novel
really
series?
running. Whatever. They're running out of ideas.
No shit. So on a more interesting topic about Sword Art Online, for all those who are caught up with it and who've watched the most recent episode of this recording, which features the rape scene in it that Bob has spoken of, if you're watching it on Crunchyroll or several other streaming services, you did not get to see the full fucking scene. It has been reported by many users who have downloaded that there is not exactly an extended clip, but a more full visual of the events clip. So as I am talking, you can witness that on the screen now. Because we can thank Goblin Slayer and all that bullshit for this happening now. So note, whenever you watch something on Crunchyroll or any other streaming service, there's a good chance you're not watching the intended program.
Yeah, it's really dumb too, because like violence usually doesn't fucking get censored, but in this it is. They censor a guy slapping the chick he's gonna rape.
But if he stabbed
But
her,
then
we would see that.
but then they don't censor his arm getting cut off. Like
Gender
blood
equality,
spewing
you guys.
all over them. No, not censored, but fucking he slaps her and it's censored.
Christ, it's so stupid. We need to get our fucking priorities straight for real people. Also, they're drawings, they're not real people. Fuck off. I'm sick of this comparison shit. I mean, we play video games where we murder people on the reg. Okay? Get over it. So now, Bob, let's move on to the show we both watched this season. The single most important anime of this season, as far as I'm concerned.
I have a ditch.
What would you say is the most important one this season, Bob?
Most important one? I don't think there is a most important one. I think they're all.
This one's important to you and I. This one connects to us in a way that we did not imagine when we first started watching this. We are, of course, talking about Gridman, also known as SSSSSSS Gridman. I don't know what all the...
Squad.
I fucking hate you, Bob. I hate you
I know,
so
and
much.
That's why I do it.
Because that's what it stands for.
Is that what it stands for?
Before I go into the plot of SSSS Gridman, I made a discovery yesterday. A discovery that had me so giddy I ran into my living room and yelled it to my wife, even though she does not know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I did some research. As we know, Gridman is inspired by Ultraman. Ultraman was one of the big giant monsters, running series and movies with Gamera and fucking Godzilla, okay? Now, in the early 90s, there was a television series similar to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Those who know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was an American-made show using footage from a Japanese Sentai show. They wanted to do something similar, but with giant monsters. Not with Power Rangers, kind of, dudes in suits and things. They wanted to have basically Ultraman, but in America. So they used footage from a series in Japan and created Super Samurai Super Squad, or whatever the fuck it's called.
I thought it was like Super Cyber Samurai Squad or something like that.
Whatever the fuck it's called. There's 4 S's in it. Just take note.
I don't think there is.
No? Is it not 4 S's?
No, you're right. They spell cyber wrong. They spell cyber with an S.
Fuck yeah, they do.
So there are 4 S's.
Oh yes. Oh yes, there is. So I started looking up that wonderful program that Bob and I used to watch that was essentially Ultraman, where Ultraman would fight in a computer system with digital monsters that were created by a digital being and their human counterpart at their desk. They would make little models and things, and he would put them into the computer, and then a young boy and his friends would have to get sucked into the computer screen to become the giant cyber squad man to fight the monsters created by the other guy. Oddly, that is the plot of SSS Gridman. Now,
wasn't the main guy from that show Matthew Lawrence?
Yeah, I believe so. So while doing research, I was looking up Ultraman and I was looking at other things, and then I was looking up Super Cyber Samurai Squad, and I clicked on it, and it said using footage from Gridman, the cyber agent. And then my brain buzzed with excitement for a second. I'm like, hold on, wait a second, zoom in, enhance. This can't be right. And I typed in Gridman and Super Samurai Cyber Squad, and I discovered that Gridman the anime is based off of the Japanese television show that Superhuman Cyber Samurai Squad was based on. They're the same fucking thing.
I know a lot of people were making fun of it because it was similar, but they're literally the same thing.
It's literally the same thing. It is the footage that we saw of a man in a computer fighting giant monsters in suits is from the television show in Japan that Gridman is based on. It is the same fucking show. And thanks to the internet and other brilliant people who saved me hours of work, because I had laid the groundwork to make a fan video where I was going to recreate the intro from Super Samurai Cyber Squad with the Gridman music, or the other way around, and someone did it for me.
The evil Kilo Khan lives inside computer circuits. With the help of Malcolm Frink, he creates megavirus monsters to attack electronic systems. Meanwhile, a freak accident turns Sam Collins into Servo. His friends join forces in their samurai attack vehicles. Together they transform into the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
Superhuman Samurai. Superhuman Samurai. They're gonna amp it up. Kick some gigabutt. They're gonna rip it up. Our hero always makes the cut. Superhuman Samurai. Superhuman Samurai.
It's the same fucking thing, man. Like, even that digital city that they travel to, like the weird, like, polygon fucking city. Like, if you watch the actual the footage from the original series, it's the same city.
God damn, that music brings back the 90s. Yeah, you're completely right. That fits.
I didn't even realize they transformed into vehicles that turned into armor for him too.
Yeah.
I hope everyone enjoyed that because my God, I know I did. So
the only critique I have on that show, Gridman in general, is the actual Gridman portions.
Okay, well, let's tell the story of Gridman. I know we just went off on a small tangent there, so we've kind of spoiled everything, but I'll explain the plot. So, high school boy, because Japan, and that's what they do, wakes up and he has lost all of his memories. A young girl finds him and is just like, you were unconscious, so I took you home and let you sleep it off on the couch. Do you remember anything? Let's take you to a doctor. Let's get you looked at. And he's like, I don't know who you are, but you're pretty. Do we know each other? Are we dating? And she's like, fuck no, I don't know who the fuck you are. You go to the same class. You're in the same classroom as I am. And then his other friend, his best friend from when he moved to the city months ago, apparently, even though he does not remember, tries to help him get his bearings at school. He meets another young girl who has like weird pinkish, purplish hair and glasses and is thick as fuck. Offer him a hot dog, which gets crushed by a soccer ball of a girl who is playing nearby.
You need to edit in a picture of her in her bathing suit. Do it.
Maybe.
Just do it. Not asking.
There's that scene of her pulling that cell phone out of them bra, yo.
Yes.
Even though you don't even like her, so you're a fucking asshole anyway.
No, I said I liked Rika more. I didn't say
fine.
Kanye was hot as fuck.
Anyway, so he goes to visit the girl who helped him when he had lost his memories, and in her parents' shop, which is a pawn shop, there is an old computer system that seems to be speaking to him. Soon after, a giant monster attacks the city, killing the young girl who was playing with the ball in the classroom. He then discovers that amongst the computer is a digital man, a grid man, and says that they must unite to save the city. He transforms into the giant grid man and fights a weird CGI monster that is purposely animated to look as if there was a man inside of a rubber suit, which is amazing. Sad part is, though, a lot of the fighting is uninteresting because they want it to look real. They want it to look like things that humans could do for the most part, which makes most of the fights relatively uninteresting.
Yeah.
The reasons you watch this show are the characters are great. There is a mystery plot which starts to build towards the second half of the current season. The animation is spectacular, and I should have known this when I realized that the person who worked on it is the same people who worked on Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann. So holy fuck. The show's amazing, and it's hard to explain because there's a lot going on, but it's all under the surface. I can't just be like, this happens, this happens, this happens. Okay, basic plot. You have 3 friends who have a giant cyborg man in a computer system, and monsters attack the city.
Two of them don't do anything the entire show.
They're just there for emotional support. There is the young girl who is thick as fuck, has an alien Cyberman living in her computer that can turn her clay models into giant monsters to attack the city and kill people she doesn't like. And then after the night passes, the city is rebuilt. It's rebuilt for her intentions. She kills people and destroys things so it can be rebuilt in her image.
And then wipes their family members' memories.
And then wipes their family members' memories to make them think they were killed like a year prior in like a car accident or something. But the mystery is why you watch this. Because to find out, everybody in the city can't see the giant monsters in the distance. No one has traveled outside the city. No one knows where the thick fog is coming from. There's so much unknown. Where did Gridman come from? Where did the Dark Man living in her computer system come from? How long has this been happening? Where did his memories go? Is the city even real? Is this whole thing in a computer simulation? We don't know. But I feel like we're about to find out.
Hopefully.
And for those who are fans of Gurren Lagann, there is some similar characters, such as there is an antagonist who just happens to be called Auntie. I know, right? Who is a half monster, half human, whose entire purpose was that he was created to destroy Gridman. The thing is, though, is that since he is part human, Gridman refuses to kill him. And also, since he's half human, has a weird motherly connection to the thick as fuck girl, but she hates him and horribly abuses him. She bashes him in the face with her cell phone every chance she gets. She insults him. She refuses to feed him. He lives on the streets. Her manservant cuts out one of his eyes. You wouldn't think the show gets that dark, but it gets so much darker.
The worst part is Gridman. The show is really fucking good other than that.
Yes, Gridman, the character is, I mean, he's a cyborg, so he's monotone and has nothing to say or do. The fights are limited because they wanted it to seem something like a human being could actually perform in a live-action film. In episode 9, the entire episode is a dream sequence designed for character development, and it does an amazing job. And the whole time I'm watching the episode, I've said a certain character, the best way you could end this episode is with a certain character killing themselves. That's what I kept saying. And then it fucking happens. It happens. And at the last moment, it is diverted into something else where you just go, what the fuck is going on? Why? How? There's so much more. There's so much more here than I even thought. And then you go to episode 10, where the episode ends in a way as if it was a serialized drama on like the FX. You know, like, oh my god, wait till next season to see what happens to this character. Do they live or die? Find out.
I've thought of 2 ways that they can make the show better and avoid the fucking Gridman issue that no one seems to like.
They were all reincarnated and they're in a video game?
No. Better.
Goblins?
Number 1, if they have to keep Gridman, they should make it so when they're looking at the computer screen, all the graphics are in 8-bit on the computer screen, and you have to watch Gridman fight in 8-bit.
Why?
No, they're all animated outside, but the screen is 8-bit, and you can see and feel all the shit happening outside. So they hear and they feel the vibrations, and they'll see smoke blowing through the windows, but they're actually watching the screen 8-bit, watching what's happening.
It's kind of like the video game Rampage.
Yeah.
That would be fucking... You know what? I don't think I would like that for a long-running series, but I think for a couple episodes, that would be really fucking sick. Yeah. Like them trying to see what's going on, but since the computer is all old and shitty and has like a CRTV, they're trying to fucking figure out what's happening, but they can feel it, they can see it, and if they look out the window, they can see it from like the human point of view, where they're like tiny looking up at these giant creatures. That would be pretty awesome.
Yep.
Because it really doesn't make any sense why that computer is all old and shitty, but Gridman looks really nice on it.
Yeah. The second one was get the fuck rid of Gridman and just make it about them trying to survive the fucking attacks.
The monster attacks?
Finding out what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah,
just have
you know
no
what?
one kill the monsters and just have them go throughout what they were assigned to do, kill whoever, and then just have them trying to survive the day and finding out what's going on.
I'm going to steal something from Better Man here. I don't know if you recall Better Man. Better Man had a thing where it was a mystery thriller sci-fi horror show, and the characters were essentially just trying to uncover the mystery and survive the monster attacks, and either like where they couldn't see it and sometimes where they could see it, a being known as Better Man would show up and defeat the monsters just long enough for them to get out. You don't learn about him, you don't know why he's there, you don't know what he's a mystery in and of himself, but he allows them to survive and he defeats some of the monsters. It'd be kind of interesting if Gridman was like a force of nature, kind of like Godzilla. Like he shows up and fucks up a monster once in a while, but all the main characters have no connection to him at all. Mm-hmm. It would be a character show taking place amongst the city being wrecked constantly. That would be pretty fucking epic.
Yeah.
But kids don't care. You know what I mean? The problem is, we gotta remember, most anime's made for kids. And kids want to buy toys, and kids want to be like, I want to be Gridman too. And that fucks everything up. So, anyway, that's our our recap. Maybe next week or the week after we'll do a catch up because I plan on watching, what is that? Delusions of a Bunny Girl or whatever the fuck that's called.
I don't know.
I'm gonna catch up.
Watching it.
I'm gonna watch it. That definitely seems like a show that's up my alley. I'll give Slime a shot. Bob, you thinking about giving JoJo a shot?
Yeah, I'm thinking about starting from the beginning.
Okay, you know what I'd be willing to do? If you are willing to have a semi-rigid watch schedule, I will rewatch JoJo with you and we will discuss it.
Well, like making it a fucking podcast?
Not a podcast about JoJo, but I'm saying is if you and I watch like 2 or 3 episodes a week, we watch the same episodes, and then during our anime discussions, we'll talk about what we thought.
Sounds a lot like what we were doing for the other shit.
But we're not writing anything down. We're not writing anything down.
I feel like throughout this episode, you had all of your shit written down.
Motherfucker, you see what I have. I didn't write a single goddamn thing down.
You have a fantastic fucking memory then.
I am the man. That's why I am the one, the only, the Devo.
All this shit was pre-planned. He had it all written
Fuck
down.
you.
I'm calling
I
it
did
now.
not. No. Half that shit was.
Then he's just like go to me.
Well, because
Go.
you and I had the exact same amount of setup, so fuck you. Literally,
Except for your 4 pages of fucking shit.
I have nothing. I have nothing.
I
All that
guarantee
was
you
off
have
the
more.
cuff. I probably got a ton of shit wrong because I was just fucking trying to just remember as I went.
Yeah, okay. That was a little too detailed for that.
All right, whatever. Well, you know what? I was going to go into a news segment, but I think we've been recording too long. I don't think we need to do the news segment this week. I think we'll save that for next week.
You know what? I'm thinking I might try and get you to watch Sword Art. We should do
That's
it.
not going to happen.
We should do it.
No.
Starting season 1, we'll watch all of it.
If we had Patreon rewards, maybe. I've said this before. Oh, also, I wanted to reiterate, since this is the first episode of 2.0, I wanted to let everybody know who is just joining us. Bob and I have a few promises. If we get to 100 subscribers, we're going to do a special episode one-off where we watch through all of the original Bible Black, and we'll have sketches and special guests. It'll be spectacular. I still have some remnants over from when we first started doing it.
Wait,
and
we have a special guest listed for it?
Yes. I also have other things. I had another idea, Bob. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will
You'll
do
gay porn?
Hold on. We will do a live playthrough of Nico Para, uncensored.
Fuck is Nico Para?
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
No. Is it one of your porn games?
First off, it's one of Steam's best-selling dating sims ever, where a man fucks his cat children.
Okay, I'll agree to this. It sounds
Okay.
interesting.
There we go. Done. And I will read for all the cat girls, and Bob will read for the main character. So,
Okay.
punch that subscribe button. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for our first 2.0. Hope everybody liked the discussions. We've been recording for about an hour and a half. I'm going to probably cut about 30 minutes out of this, so hopefully it doesn't seem too choppy for everybody. I guess we'll take it out, Bob. You want to say goodbye to the folks?
See ya.
Bye.